Here are the records of the SCP Top Secret Manifest. Mankind in its present state has been around for 250,000 years, yet only the last 4,000 have been of any significance. So, what did we do for the last 250,000 years? We huddled in caves and around small fires, fearful of the things that we didn't understand. It was more than explaining why the sun came up. It was the mystery of enormous birds with heads of men and rocks that came to life. So we called them gods and demons, begging them to spare us, and prayed for salvation. In time, their numbers dwindled and ours rose. The world began to make more sense when there were fewer things to fear, yet the unexplained could never truly go away, as if the universe demands the absurd and impossible. Mankind must not go back to hiding in fear. No one else will protect us, and we must stand up for ourselves. While the rest of mankind dwells in the light, we must stand in the dark to fight it, contain it, and shield it from the eyes of the public, so that others can live in a sane and normal world. We secure, we contain, we protect. The Administrator. Here are but a few paranormal entities that were analyzed, interrogated, and classified for their risk to personnel and civilians. Case number SCP-735. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-735 is to be stored in a locked cell at Research Site 14, with access granted to Level 2 personnel or higher, after having undergone a session of preparatory therapy to interact with the device. Description: SCP-735 was discovered among the personal possessions of after said individual's body was found having committed suicide. The SCP in question, in appearance, is a small box constructed of a brushed aluminum-like alloy of unknown composition, featuring a slot on one side. A sound is capable of being heard through this slot. When measurements are taken, the object is found to emit low-level magnetic pulses that intensifies in the presence of humans. No external power sources are required, and indeed, the surface of the item contains no input points. Upon contact with the skin, SCP-735 will awaken and begin discussion with the person who touched it. The discussion is immediately and intensely hostile and personal in nature, as quickly as possible. It does this primarily through profanity and verbal abuse, in a manner seemingly tailored to be the most discomforting to the subject at hand. For example, during the conversation related to Addendum 735A, the vocal patterns of the device were recorded and sounded like an angry, late middle-aged man. SCP-735 is capable of speaking to a subject in any known language and dialect, but has a tendency to use the one that will be the most upsetting to the person who is interacting with it. A notable side effect of interaction with the box is a sharp increase in adrenaline in the subject, far more so than would normally be produced in a similar situation. A control was created by subjecting several D-class subjects to two similar devices. One was SCP-735, the other an identical appearing box with an interactive transmitter broadcasting a conversation between an actual human and the subject. In addition, the device seems to possess some kind of psychic ability, as it is able to reference experiences, personalities, and appearance aspects of the subject in question, despite having no prior contact. In fact, any kind of visual receptors. The most typical result of interacting with this object is a reduction of the subject to incoherent rage, followed by the attempt at immediate destruction of the SCP. While this is occurring, the device will goad on the subject, calling attention to the futility of their actions in which the subject is taking. Due to the resilience of the alloy, no attempt by the subject to destroy the device has yet been successful. The reason for this behavior are entirely unknown, though there are a few theories. Dr. The last researcher associated with the SCP is of the opinion that it may be testing the subject. Another thought is that the SCP contains an artificial intelligence that is self-aware and attempting to commit suicide by seeking assistance. Here is a following transcript of an interview with SCP-735 by Dr. This occurs seconds after touching SCP-735 and it awakening. Alright, Addendum 735A. Transcript of an interview between SCP-735 and me, Dr. Hello, 735. Oh, it's you, you fat mother. What the do you want? I'm gonna pick up where Dr. left off. Hey, that I hope he's having fun in that cell. You wanna join him so you can his No, I'm here to talk about you today. Oh yeah, for brains. What about the fact that he's been screwing your wife for the past 2 months? That's not true, you know it. Anyway, as I said, I'm here to talk about you, not me. Yeah, you're right. Like you couldn't get it up last night, even though that fat was pounding your... Well, that porn was on, huh? I see. I knew you were an... Alright, now you know that's really uncalled for. You mean like the stink that's coming off of you? God, no wonder your wife is fooling around. You look and smell like a rotting buffalo, you eunuch. You know she has her tongue in... Right now, she loves doing that. She would never do that to you, you hairy bloated... But that's okay. You like getting that from men anyway, right? Shut up. Shut up. I work in this hole all day long to afford the house that she wanted me to buy. I can't help it if I never have time to go to the gym. Ha, you miserable... You haven't seen your... in 5 years anyway. It's too late to go to the gym. And you're so not making enough money to satisfy that. That's why... bought your wife that new blouse last week. She said that was on sale. She would. She's a liar, and you're a pathetic moron to believe her. You piece of... You take that back. Like you took back your car that you bought because that wife made you? Jesus, she's got her whip around your neck, you dog. You... pile of... I'll kill you! Ha ha! You pansy! Hit me! Do it harder! You're a weak human! Just like the rest of them! I wouldn't want to be you dirty... when the Reavers finally get here! You! You! You pussy! After this incident, Dr. is removed from the 735 project. A proposal has been requested by Dr. to apply SCP-1331 to SCP-735 in an attempt to reduce or neutralize its effect. This proposal is currently being reviewed by the Ethics Committee at Site-14, Administration. Subject Item Number SCP-1319. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1319-1 and SCP-1319-2 are currently being kept in separate containment cells at Site. SCP-1319-1 and SCP-1319-2 are not to be brought within 3 meters of each other in order to prevent possible violent behavior and to ensure cooperation on their part. In cases where SCP-1319-1 is having difficulty moving due to the lack of legs, a stretcher is authorized. Any experimentation involving the two must be authorized by at least one member of a Level 3 personnel. Description: SCP-1319 is a collective designation for 2 different entities. SCP-1319-1, the upper body of a research assistant, consists of an upper torso, head, arms, and midsection. Due to its possession of a head, it is capable of speech, making it easier to communicate with. To accommodate its lack of legs, SCP-1319-1 moves by pulling itself along the floor, using its hands. It enjoys the consumption of food, despite the fact that this food inevitably exits the body through the hole that is in its torso. SCP-1319-2 is the lower body of Research Assistant. It consists of the lower torso and the legs. It has the ability to hear commands that is given to it by researchers and perceives its surroundings, despite its lack of head and associated organs. Due to its lack of head, communication with SCP-1319-2 is more difficult. Both SCP-1319-1 and SCP-1319-2 harbor intense feelings of resentment toward each other. The meeting of the two frequently result in violence. During questioning, SCP-1319-1 was indicated that his mutual resentment stems from the circumstances of their separation, presumably referring to the incident in which they were created. Neither of the two appear to be alarmed by their lack of the other half, or the injury resulting from the split. Neither of the SCPs possess the original personality of Research Assistant, and they identify as completely different entities. They do not require sustenance or air, but do appear to enjoy these things, despite them lacking the bodily functions required to actually benefit from them. SCP-1319-1 and SCP-1319-2 came into existence on the date of at 1:25 p.m. At the time, Research Assistant was eating his lunch at Site Cafeteria. Suddenly, he was observed to say the words, "What do you want? This. You." Seconds before violently separating into the two separate entities. SCP-1319-2 attempted to flee the area, while SCP-1319-1 attempted to climb up the table and resume consumption of Research Assistant's lunch. Both were brought into containment. Despite investigation, no potential cause for this event has been discovered. Here contains the interview of SCP-1319-1. Alright, beginning interview with SCP-1319-1. Hello, SCP-1319-1. Hey, Doc. I'd like to ask you a few questions, if that's alright. Sure, I don't mind. Now, I have to warn you, they're about SCP-1319-2. Oh, him? I hope that's not a problem. No, not really. I'm not even that mad. To be honest, he's less rational about it, but you can't let him get to you. I'd like to know how you and SCP-1319-2 can separate. You know what I mean. Well, it's just a bunch of little things. If you really want to know, he was just incompetent. He was going down the hallway or something, and he'd just trip. I'd be like, "What the hell are you doing?" He'd just play ignorant. But I know he messed up. The thing that really got to me was that he never improved. He never took my advice, or never applied any of it, to the way that he did his job. This job being walking? Nah, not always. Like driving a car. It was always a problem for him. You won't believe this. One time, we were driving down the street, and I was doing my job, steering and everything, and what does this stupid do? He drives straight through a red light. He was just going down, and he was pulling me down with him. So you separated? Yeah! I just had enough of that. The excuses, all of it. I got out of there. Tried to be dignified about it. Didn't want to make a scene, but he just kept running, drawing all the unwanted attention to me, because I'm the one who had to stay and clean up after him. Well, thank you very much, SCP-1319-1. No problem. And that ends the interview. Continuing on, here's the interview for SCP-1319-2. This begins the interview of SCP-1319-2. I'm Dr. So let's begin. Hello, SCP-1319-2. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. Yes or no questions, if that's alright with you. You can tap your foot once for no, twice for yes. Do you understand? Good. Now, are you aware of your current location? Why is that? Do you remember being here when you were connected to SCP-1319-1? So you can actually see your surroundings? I see. Now, if it's okay with you, I'd like to talk about SCP-1319-1. Is it okay to proceed? Do you resent SCP-1319-1? You do dislike him, don't you? Do you hate SCP-1319-1? He says the separation between you two was your fault. Do you believe that? So you believe it was his fault? Well, thank you very much, SCP-1319-2. That'll be all for now. End of interview. Thus concludes the interview with SCP-19-2. Subject item number SCP-1296. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-1296 contact information is currently on file within Secure Archive 11. No other security is necessary, as SCP-1296 cannot manifest without the use of the contact information. All testing of SCP-1296 is currently being carried out in Remote Test Area 3. All specimens required through the use of SCP-1296 are to be stored in the Biological Storage Unit within the testing area and disposed of after recovery and study according to the standard Biological Specimen Clearance protocols as outlined in Document CDP-BIO-EN-1. Accounts of contact with SCP-1296 outside the Foundation jurisdiction are to be investigated and addressed as they occur. Description: SCP-1296 is a Volga M24 model automobile belonging to a service identifying itself as Dalai Lama. The vehicle itself displays minor physical alteration. Baggage bars has been installed on the roof. The rear seat has been removed, and the vehicle is incorrectly labeled as manufactured by the Toyota Company. The Dalai Lama Company's contact information and slogans are painted on the side. Upon calling the provided telephone number, callers will be put in contact with a sales representative from the Dalai Lama, henceforth referred to as SCP-1296-A. Attempts to find the location of SCP-1296-A or to acquire information not regarding to orders have failed. SCP-1296 will manifest within 2 hours of placing the order exactly at the caller's location, regardless of any changes of location that's made between the call and the delivery. No maximum range to SCP-1296 manifestations has been found. It will require adequate space for the vehicle to manifest. Attempts to track SCP-1296 have failed. GPS devices attached to the vehicle have ceased to function after SCP-1296 has left view, and it has consistently evaded pursuit. It will always manifest with one driver of varying appearance and 2 to 8 llamas. The cost of the order may vary without apparent pattern. Here is an interview from the sales representative, SCP-1296-A.
Hello, welcome to Dalai Lama. How may I help you?
Ah, yes. Could you please explain exactly what your company does?
You need a llama? Dalai Lama gets you a llama. Anytime, any place. Like it's the name of the place. Like, you call us, you order a llama, we get you a llama. Not that hard.
Yes, I know. Where do you get the llamas?
Look, man, do you want a llama or not? This isn't the 20 questions hotline. This is the 2 questions hotline. Question 1, do you want a llama? Question 2, what kind of llama do you want? If the answer to the first is no, then why are you calling?
Let me speak to your manager.
Nope, sunk that ship. Clearly you don't want a llama, just want to harass us here. Good day to you, sir.
Okay. I'll buy a llama. Just one llama. Nothing special. Interview log -02. The following log was made upon delivery on July 7th, 2012. The driver of SCP-1296 has been designated SCP-1296-B.
Hey, are you the guy who ordered the llama?
Yeah, that's me.
That's $45, please.
If it's at all possible, could I ask you a few questions about your...
Not again. You just won't give up, will ya? You ordered llamas. We got you llamas. from the top of Mount Everest to the bottom of the Marianas Trench. If you need a llama, we will get you that llama. Now, stop being nosy. Yours is a gray one in the back. And that's the end of the recording with SCP-1296-B.
Test logs. Ordered, 3 llamas. Delivery time, 3 minutes. Cost, $33. Result, 2 female and 1 male llama. No anomalies were detected in the specimens. Ordered, 1 pregnant female llama with brown spots on the left side. Time of delivery, 17 minutes. Cost, $50. Result, 1 llama matching the description ordered. No anomalies were detected. Ordered, 1 alpaca. Delivery time, 1 hour and 43 minutes. Cost, $17. Result, 1 male llama. Specimen had the hide of an alpaca glued to it. Closer inspection revealed that the hide had been freshly skinned. Ordered, 1 llama. Time of delivery, 1 hour and 27 minutes. Cost, $200.02. Result, a Buddhist monk named. Subject had no recollection of the events, which preceded delivery. Subject was administered anesthetics and released without incident. Ordered, 1 robotic llama. Time for delivery, 1 hour and 13 minutes. Cost, $3,561.87. Result, 1 automaton in the shape of a llama. Behavior was identical to the biological llama. Ordered, SCP-1545. Delivery time, 15 seconds. Cost, none. Note, SCP-1545 was observed to vanish from its containment locker upon ordering. SCP-1245 was delivered 15 seconds later, containing 2 deceased individuals, both unidentified. Autopsy revealed that they had been deceased for at least 24 hours. Delivery consisted of SCP-1296 driving past the delivery area at approximately 150 kilometers per hour. SCP-1545 was thrown from the roof by the second SCP-1296-B. SCP-1296-B-2 was heard screaming, "Just f***ing take it," before departure. Subject item number SCP-1545. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. SPC-1545 is to be kept in a containment locker 1545 at Site 40 with access barred to all personnel with a clearance level under 3. Following the incident of 1296-1545, testing of SCP-1545 with additional anomalous objects requires approval of personnel of a clearance of level 4 on a case-by-case basis. No other containment procedures are necessary at this time. Description: SCP-1545 is a 2-person llama costume wearing goulashes. SCP-1545 can be opened along its midsection. Its interior is consistent with the average costume of its type, with space for 2 people, one with the legs at the rear bending over in the midsection, and the other one standing up, with the 2 legs in the costume of the front legs, standing straight up through the costume's neck. A tag near the costume's rear refers to it as Larry the Loving Llama. SCP-1545 anomalous effect did not become apparent until it was worn. Subjects wearing SCP-1545 will become extremely in character, with the frontal person speaking as if they were Larry the Loving Llama, and the person in the rear performing various jigs. SCP-1545 behaves in an extremely docile manner. The subjects inside SCP-1545 are not physically able to exit without being pulled out, and they show no desire to do so, although they will not resist removal. Unless forcefully removed from SCP-1545, subjects will continually acting like Larry the Loving Llama until they expire. Subject with a dead partner will still act as their appropriate half until they also expire. Removing subjects show memory of their time within SCP-1545, however, they show no knowledge of its anomalous properties. Subjects do not show any negative attitude toward their time inside SCP-1545, instead behaving as if their actions were typical. SCP-1545 was discovered by authorities in an abandoned suburban house. The victims had died of dehydration. Autopsy indicated that the rear operator died 1 day earlier and had severe bruising on her body from being dragged throughout the household by the frontal partner. SCP-1545 was confiscated by Foundation personnel after its anomalous properties had been discovered. Here's an interview taken from the subjects inside SCP-1545. This is a log of an interview with 1545-A. How are you feeling?
A little exhausted, sir.
Oh yes, I saw you dancing around. Must have gotten tiring.
It was, sir. But you have to keep the people entertained.
But surely you considered leaving to get a drink.
I can't do that, sir. It'd ruin the illusion.
Is a talking llama wearing rain boots? What kind of illusion is that?
Well, you just don't know Larry the Loving Llama like I do, sir.
Audio log 1545-B. Beginning interview with D5483, which was voicing Larry the Loving Llama. This is Dr. Fredericks. Note that the subject has been inside SCP-1545 for 2 days. Voice was extremely raspy due to dehydration. Hello, D5483.
Oh, I'm not James. I'm Larry the Loving Llama.
Okay. Larry, how are you feeling?
Super-de-duper, Doctor. My bum's a bit sluggish today. But that's okay.
Larry, are you aware of the man inside you?
You mean the helpers?
Yeah, the helpers.
My helpers love helping me. Together we bring joy to everyone.
Are you aware that D5484 is dead, Larry?
Oh, he's just taking a nap, Doctor.
In log. Thank you all for joining me for this edition of Parody Paranormal SCP Edition. That was fun. They've got a lot of stuff. Some of them aren't really funny, but there's a lot that are. I'll leave a link in the description that goes to the wiki site. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to give a special thanks to my patrons. I greatly appreciate your help. If you want to become a patron and help support this channel, it would be greatly appreciated. For as little as $1 a month, you can get advance access on downloadable MP3s. And for as little as $5 a month, you get to watch it without ads. I'm going to do a spooky version of the Neckbeard Experience. That'll be fun. We'll have like 3 stories in it, so I hope you guys enjoy it. That should be coming out Friday. Well, thank you all for joining me, and until next time, this is Dallas, signing off.
I f***ing hate you right now. Alright, let me do my...
Excuse me.
Now this time, when I ask you if it's recording, make sure it's recording.